Oops. Alright, so my purpose statement is to inform my audience about the disease, cancer, that affects so many people in order for them to get a better grip and understanding of a topic that affects so many. So, you have been diagnosed with cancer. It's a terrible and a very scary statement, yet millions of Americans every year have to hear this. And what's the first thing you think of? Is it diagnosis? Is it your chances of living, your future, your family? Or maybe you're already thinking about treatment. But what do you really know about diagnosis and treatment or recovery of cancer? Through my many hours of research from articles of the world's top medical professionals, I'm going to be informing you guys about the process that 1.7 million Americans go through every year through diagnosis, according to cancer.gov. One of the most widely known killers, but it's important for everyone to understand what it is and what patients go through. First, I will discuss what cancer is, then the diagnosis process, and then finally, treatment, specifically through chemotherapy. We all fear cancer, and we all do our best to fight it and to prevent it, and care for those who do have it. But what really is cancer? According to the American Cancer Society, it's not a boiled down to one term kind of disease. It's very diverse and holds many different forms in many parts of your body, and it can affect it in many different ways. The American Cancer Society also states that cancer occurs when cells grow out of control or exponentially, crowding around normal cells. And you might think, why is this so bad? Maybe it's just a lump in your body, maybe more cells, you might get a little more muscle, who knows? But it's not like that, so let me explain. According to the Cancer Research UK, cancer also starts anywhere in the body. For example, lungs, breast, brain, and even the blood. Cancer is always similar in the sense that it is cells that grow out of control and simply keep growing wherever they are located. Normal cells divide and then die when they are aged or worn out. Cancer cells don't get this memo that they've overstayed their welcome. So, they simply keep multiplying and not dying. Normally, it wouldn't be a problem if they were to die off. They're also very diverse. Some cancers grow faster than others, some grow tumors, and some don't. They are even fatal in their own ways. For example, main way cancer kills you is because the crowded around cells, the ones that keep growing exponentially, block out or get in the way of basic bodily functions that we need to survive. Lung cancer, for example, lung cancer might have a tumor that blocks your airway to the lung. Other cancers, like blood cancer, may cause blood clots or nutrient imbalance. And brain cancer, for example, just grow into your brain, mess up your nervous system, central balance, everything like that. That's why doctors have to come up with several different ways to find out who has cancer when they are tested, because it's simply so diverse. Many tests are non-invasive, meaning that there's no surgery or instruments introduced into the body needed. According to the Mayo Clinic, there are 4 main popular types of ways of testing for cancer: physical exams, lab exams, image testing, and biopsies. Without getting into too much detail, I'll tell you what each of these tests basically mean. Every test scans for abnormalities and tumors, so you're about to hear those words a lot. Physical exams is when a doctor feels for any abnormalities in the skin and organs, like lumps indicating a tumor. Lab tests are blood and urine samples taken to a specific lab to be screened for cancerous symptoms, or traces of cancerous cells. Image testing is the most popular, which is taking pictures through x-rays, CAT scans, or ETC scans to study the organs or bones suspected of being affected. Biopsies are the last step, kind of foolproof testings, save for those who passed the other or became positive in the other tests. According to the National Cancer Institute, biopsies work by collecting cells by cutting or burning off a sample to obtain, and then it is taken to a test to see if the cells are cancerous or benign. Once cancer has unfortunately been introduced, talk about treatment begins immediately. Thankfully, through medical advancements, humans have evolved to figure out many different effective ways of fighting and treating cancer. Treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation therapy, surgery, and hormone therapy, and there's many more, just to name a few. For time's sake, I will discuss the most well-known, chemotherapy. According to chemocare.com, chemo is a drug therapy. The way this therapy works is by targeting cells that grow and divide rapidly, as cancer cells do. Unlike surgery or radiation therapy, which target specific areas, chemo works throughout the entire body, affecting not only fast-growing cancer cells, but even bodily cells. Hair, skin, and organ cells are all naturally fast-growing cells. So by default, chemo affects these cells too, which explains why many chemo patients have the pale skin and no hair that we see often depicted in movies and TV shows. Controlling cell divisibility is the key way chemotherapy is used to treat cancer. To be precise, it damages the DNA and RNA of those cells. The main thing any cells need to divide are DNA and RNA. So when they can't replicate, they die. Depending on what kind of cancer and how far along it is, chemo is used to cure, control, or ease the symptoms of cancer. In conclusion, I discussed what cancer is, the process of diagnosis, and chemotherapy through treatment. Cancer is one of the biggest killers on the planet and is one of the most well-known diseases, yet it remains widely understood by the masses. Cancer is a horrible disease that has ravaged mankind, but thanks to improved funding, treatment, diagnosis, and development, cancer is on the losing end of this battle and will continue to get better for humanity. Thank you.